You're live. I don't know what's different, but it worked.
Okay. Sure. How's everybody doing tonight?
If you stuck with us, thanks for your patience.
Okay, just give me 1 second here. We're just having a lot of difficulties with the technology things for whatever reason. All right, so if you could please comment that you are here. Just put your name in the comments and say, hey. And we'll get started as soon as possible. Thank you for your patience again. And just can everyone hear me, see me, all that good stuff? Yeah, we're good? Okay. Do you want to switch laptops on so you can
sure.
On this one? I know it's not the most convenient thing, but
it's fine. Yours charged enough?
Yeah. All right. So it seems like my laptop didn't want to make it happen, but here we are. We're good. I'm going to give everybody just a couple more minutes to tag back in here. Once all of our PR people get it ironed out that we are on YouTube now, not the Facebook, which was going to be the plan B. But hey, we're doing what we can, right? All right, so this is going to be our third edition of Owl Academy Trivia. So we have a good old time tonight. We got some awesome fun categories for you. We're going to be covering some music. We're covering some American history. There's a category called decades that we'll cover, which means I'm just going to give you something that happened in history. You're going to have to give me the decade that happened. And then finally, we'll round out with some books to film, which will be a lot of fun. Those of you that read books, watch movies, that'll be a good one for you, right? All right. So I'm just going to give everybody
a couple seconds to get the sheets pulled up.
Yeah. Yes, my lovely, beautiful wife Marissa is going to be our scorekeeper this evening, and she's going to keep track of everyone's Google Sheets. So she's just going to take a minute to get all those up and going as well. Looks like you got 6 people on now. Good deal. I know why you're really here. That's for that lovely $20 gift certificate to Sportsman's Outlet. Huge shout out to them. They have covered 2 of our games, not last week, but the week before, and this week. They're an awesome local business. Definitely check them out if you are into anything outdoorsy. Highly, highly recommend all their stuff. Good stuff. I'm an outdoorsy person. They have good stuff. All right. So a couple more minutes. Thank you, everyone, once again for your patience. I promise it'll all be worth the wait. It's one of my secret career moves, becoming a game show host. I've been making like jokes all day about that, dad jokes and whatnot. Practicing my game show host voice. And if any of you are Friends fans out there, but it reminds me of the one where Joey was auditioning to be a game show host on that game show Bamboozled. Yeah. Good times, good times. All right, how we doing?
I just need to copy it.
Okay.
Copy the link and put it in there.
All right. So Marissa's going to copy the link. She's going to put it into our comment section there, and we will get going. So while she was doing that, looks like the Campbell clan is way ahead of me, saying ready. So if you are ready to kick off this third edition of Owl Academy Trivia, please put ready in the comments. Give a thumbs up emoji, whatever you would like to do, and we will get kicking off with music. I feel like we need to come up with a theme song for Owl Academy Trivia, get us kind of in the spirit and the mood. We all good?
Yeah, did you see a comment?
I see round one music.
Let's go.
All right. I don't see a link attached.
I sent two. One was the round one music. It says it came from Mary's account for whatever reason.
Okay.
But
all right. So everyone, please pull up your Google Sheet for round one music. Please put your name or your team's name at the top of that sheet so we know whose questions and answers are whose. If you are playing on your phone, make sure you download the Google Sheets app so that can work for you. If not, you might have some trouble. Yes, thank you, Campbell Clan. It's also posted on the Facebook page if you need any of the links for the sheets that we're using tonight. It's already keep track of your scores. So the way it's going to work is if you have first time joining us with us using the Google Sheets, I'm going to read the questions on your Google Sheets. You just have a section for the answers. Okay. So I'm going to read the question probably a couple times just so we can be clear on it. And then I'm going to semi-quickly move on to the next question. This is kind of our anti-cheating device. So, time to, get on your little device there with your fast fingers and look up the answer. I don't accuse anybody of cheating. It's just not fun when you're cheating. It's fun to test your knowledge, see what you know, see what you don't know, and go from there. All right, once we get to the end, to give everybody just a couple minutes, I'll say, all right, you have this much time. You need to submit it. We'll get your answers in, and then I will go over the answers each section at the end. All right.
Let's go.
So let's get started. Owl Academy Trivia. Here we go. Our first category is going to be music. So these questions are kind of written style of Jeopardy questions. You don't have to answer with who is or what is or anything, but that's just how I wrote them, kind of in the style of Alex Trebek. Anyway, question 1. This is the term to describe how fast or slow music is. This is the term to describe how fast or slow music is. Question 2. Trumpets, trombones, baritones, and tubas are all members of this instrument family. Trumpets, trombones, baritones, and tubas are all members of this instrument family. All right. Question 3. Pop singer Justin Bieber is from this country. Pop star Justin Bieber is from this country. Just gotta list the country there. All right, next question. This may actually throw some people here. Which famous classical composer wrote Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star? Which classical composer wrote Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star? Not just a folk song or a children's song or one of those. It was actually composition, believe it or not. All right, next question. This keyboard instrument played with mallets starts with the letter X. This keyboard instrument played typically with mallets starts with an X.
Do you see that comment there? There's someone that can't access the sheet.
Can't access the Google Sheet. See, if you can't access the Google Sheet, did you try going to the Owl Academy page?
She said that. But
Yeah.
It's not on
Okay.
Facebook. But
you posted them
I
earlier.
did post it in the Owl Academy at Bradford High School page on Facebook, and I will copy it over here
Okay.
once more, and hopefully it works.
Okay. So Marissa's going to continue copying. Hopefully it works.
Yeah, you're gonna have to go back there and do this again because it's not the only one having problems, I guess.
Okay. So not the only one having problems.
If you go to the Owl Academy page on Facebook, the first post in there should be from me, or the second or third, and it should say forms for trivia night.
Okay, it needs to be copied by me. Okay. See, I'm pulled up. Here, we're going to fix this. Apologize once more. My first crack of being a game show host. This is where we need the think music. There we go.
Yeah, but it did it twice, so.
Let's try that one. All right, now that we got that section, we got that figured out. I will be a kind host. I will go back through those questions. And now we can do that for every other round, so then we'll be in good shape. Sound good, everybody? Awesome. Good. Okay. So I'm going to give everybody a moment just to pull up that first Google Sheet so you can put your answers there accordingly, and we'll go through this again, and then we'll be in good shape for the other 3 rounds. How's that sound? Awesome. All right. So we go back to the top of the music section. All right, question 1 was, this term is used to describe how fast or slow music is. This term is used to describe how fast or slow music is. Okay, question 2. Trumpets, trombones, baritones, and tubas are all members of this instrument family. Trumpets, trombones, baritones, and tubas are all members of this instrument family. All right, next question. Pop star Justin Bieber is from this country. Pop star Justin Bieber is from this country. And that question is not there because we are believers, not by any means. All right. This keyboard instrument is typically played with mallets and starts with an X. This keyboard instrument is typically played with mallets and starts with an X. Okay, next question. Freddie Mercury is the lead singer in what famous band? Freddie Mercury is the lead singer in what famous band? It's a good one, I'll tell you that. All right. This next question is going to take us back to instruments. A ukulele is a smaller version of what instrument? A ukulele is a small version of what instrument? You know, the Hawaiian instrument, and it's, little and has strings. Okay. What instrument is going to be the larger version of the ukulele? All right. I'm going to tap into some childhood memories now for some people, maybe. When You Wish Upon a Star. I'm not going to sing it. I'm sorry. Is a famous song from which classic Disney movie? When You Wish Upon a Star is a famous song from which classic Disney movie? Also, the main theme for all Disney movies. If you hear them start up, you see the big castle and all the stuff. Okay, moving on. Which artist is famous for albums titled Lover, Reputation, Red, and 1989? Which artist is famous for albums titled Lover, Reputation, Red, and 1989? All right, and we have reached question 10 of our music category. Question 10 is the string instrument family composed of violins, violas, cellos, and bass is most commonly found in one type of large music ensemble. What ensemble is it? So you just have to name the ensemble that you're going to find the string family of violins, violas, cellos, and bass. Typically a large ensemble. Can be smaller, sometimes bigger.
Oh my gosh.
Am I hammering it up too much?
Yeah, you are.
All right, so that was the end of the music category. I'm going to give everyone a moment to take one last look over your answers and submit them. I will not read them again because that is our anti-cheating feature. And we will get the link posted for the next thing here in just a moment. So please, at this time, submit your first Google form so that my lovely co-host can check your scores. Okay, at this time, we will not accept any more submissions for round one. At this time, we'll not accept any more submissions for round one. And there we have the link for round two. Thank you to my lovely assistant. All right, so take a quick 10-second break, get your stretching out, get yourself some water out of a lovely Pittsburgh Pirates drinking receptacle. Man, I really miss baseball this year. That's for sure. All right, so we're ready for round two. It's going to be American history. American history. So American history is going to cover a little bit everything. It could be from the formation of the United States all the way up until modern era. So a little bit of everything in our American history section. All right.
I will give an update of the scores once I have them. I just need to tally up here.
Yes. So we'll get an update of the scores momentarily.
You can go ahead, though.
We're going to kick off American history. All right. Question 1 in American history.
Do you think you should go through the answers maybe?
My goodness, I'm off my game. Thank you.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. So let's go through the answer to question of round 1 while Marissa tallies up the scores. Question 1 was, which term is used to describe how fast or slow music is? That term is tempo. That was tempo. Question 2 was trumpets, trombones, baritones, and tubas are all members of which instrument family? That is the brass family. All brass instruments. Question 3, Justin Bieber is from Canada. He is not, or was not born American. Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. Question 4, Mozart, Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, was the composer of Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, believe it or not. You think, wow, that's such a, big composer. What's he doing, writing such a simple tune? But hey, music's music. All right, the mallet instrument that you can play with mallets that starts with an X is the xylophone. The xylophone, that's pretty much the only instrument I can think of that starts with an X. The next question. Freddie Mercury was the lead singer of the band Queen. Hopefully you all knew that. That's kind of like a pop culture staple right there. Good tunes there. Ukulele is just a small guitar. Yeah, the ukulele is just a small guitar. Actually, with the use of lovely capo technology, you can just get some ukulele tones out of guitars. Ukuleles are also great for beginners if you're learning to play guitar, or small children because their hands are tiny. All right, next one. When You Wish Upon a Star is from the movie Pinocchio. Little Wooden Boy, Geppetto, all those characters, Pinocchio. All right, the albums Lover, Reputation, Red, and 1989 are all works of Taylor Swift, T-Swift, T-Swizzle, whatever you want to call her. She's fantastic. All good things. And lastly, all those instruments, those lovely string instruments, the violin, the viola, the cello, and the bass are all part of the orchestra ensemble. The orchestra. All right.
And with that, in the lead is the Brusual Suspects with a perfect 10 points.
All right. Brusual Suspects with 10. We have the Campbells with 9. And Erica with 9. Those are our top 3 at the moment.
Janelle and Irish Wristwatch also have 9.
Oh, they also have 9. So we have quite a tight game thus far. Okay.
Team TT is going to pull ahead next round.
Yep, they're going to pull ahead. Keep it going. All right, moving on to the American history now. If you are all ready, please click that Google form link for round 2. And we'll kick off American history. Is this all too much?
No, it's fine. Everything's fine.
All right. Question 1 for American history. Here we go. The passage of this legislation by President Franklin Roosevelt, designed to help aid citizens out of the Great Depression, included the formation of the Social Security Administration and public works programs like the CCC, civilian. Yeah. The passage of the legislation by Franklin Roosevelt, designed to help aid citizens out of the Great Depression, included the formation of the Social Security Administration and public works programs like the CCC. And those programs put a lot of people to work. It's actually how Twin Lakes between Kane and Wilcox was built. Actually, it was a CCC program. All right, next question. American history. Question 2. The U.S. engaged in this war, its second conflict with Great Britain, during which Francis Scott Key wrote the poem that would become the Star-Spangled Banner, while he observed the bombing of Fort McHenry. So you need to tell me, what war are we talking about here? The U.S. engaged in this war, second conflict with Great Britain, during which Francis Scott Key wrote the Star-Spangled Banner while observing the bombing of Fort McHenry. Question 3. Here we go. This was the name of the first established British colony in modern-day Virginia. This is the first established British colony in modern-day Virginia. It's a beautiful historic site. You can still go visit it today. They had a rough time there, that's for sure. All right, next question. The U.S. declared war on this country after the bombing of Pearl Harbor in 1941. The U.S. declared war on this country after the bombing of Pearl Harbor in 1941. It's a little naval base in Hawaii. Also a nice memorial you can go visit today. Okay. Coming up on question 5, halfway through our American history questions. The U.S. under the Nixon administration engaged in ping-pong diplomacy with this country in an attempt to create friendly relations. And no, Forrest Gump did not play on this team. Once again, the U.S. under the Nixon administration engaged in ping-pong diplomacy with this country in an attempt to create friendly relations. And Forrest Gump was not on this team. However, if you watch Forrest Gump, you may get this question right, even if this does not click for you as a trivia question. All right. Next question keeps us kind of in the same time period. President Kennedy's quick action prevented a crisis, which was a near nuclear exchange between the U.S. and Soviet Union, by ordering a blockade of this communist Caribbean island nation in 1962. So we're looking for the name of the country. Once again, the question, President Kennedy's quick action prevented a crisis, which was a near nuclear exchange between the U.S. and the Soviet Union, by ordering a blockade of this communist Caribbean island nation in 1962. It's the closest we ever came to nuclear exchange during the Cold War. Once again, just need the country name for that one. All right, next question. This woman was credited with establishing the Underground Railroad that helped slaves in the South escape to safety in the North. This woman was credited with establishing the Underground Railroad that helped slaves in the South escape to safety in the North. The name of that famous woman. Okay, next question. We just have 3 left in our category here. This man was famous for hitting targets at range with a long rifle and was a Tennessee politician before he died fighting at the Battle of the Alamo. Once again, question 8 is, this man was famous for hitting targets at range with a long rifle and was a Tennessee politician before he died fighting at the Battle of the Alamo. This guy was all over the place, did all the things. All right, question 9. The Summer Olympic Games were held twice in this West Coast city, both in 1932 and 1984. Need the name of the city. The Summer Olympic Games were held twice in this West Coast city in 1932 and again in 1984. All right, question 10. This legal document was ratified in 1789. It's ratified in 1789 and outlined how our government functions through an elaborate system of checks and balances. Once again, this legal document was ratified in 1789 and outlined how our government functions through an elaborate system of checks and balances. Also gives us our basic everyday freedoms as well, all those good things. All right, so that is the end of the American history category. going to give you all a moment just to check over your answers one last time. About 20 seconds here. Look it over and please hit submit. Then I will read you the answers for American history. All right, 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Round 3.
No. You gonna tell them those answers?
Yes, I just put round 3 in the comments, so we can cut
I
it
was
off.
like, don't, I need a minute.
No, you're good. You're good. All right, so let's go over the answers to our American history questions. Okay, first one. That piece of legislation passed by FDR to help the United States out of the Great Depression had the Social Security Administration, CCC, TVA, a whole bunch of other acronyms that I totally remember from Mr. Stillman's class way back when and in college. That was the New Deal. The New Deal was that piece of legislation. We might need a new deal here with our current economic situation. I won't get into politics here. All right. That question number 2, the name of the war that the U.S. engaged in with Great Britain, where Francis Scott Key wrote the Star-Spangled Banner, that was the War of 1812. The War of 1812. So the United States actually had 2 wars with Great Britain. Of course, the Revolutionary War and the War of 1812. And then somewhere along the line, we became like best friends, and we still are today. So, hey, go figure. All right, the name of that British colony that was started in modern-day Virginia, that is the Jamestown Colony. Jamestown Colony. Once again, it's a lovely historic site. Go check it out. Okay, our next question, which was question 4. The U.S. declared war on Japan after the bombing of Pearl Harbor in 1941. Japan. Yes, Roanoke. Yep, that was a little bit later. Roanoke was the lost civilization in North Carolina, modern-day North Carolina. Used to be Virginia way back when. That's the one where they carved the message, the Croatoan in the tree. No one ever knew what happened. All right, the next question. Ping pong diplomacy under the Nixon administration was an attempt to create relations with China. So maybe if you caught in Forrest Gump, Forrest comes back, he talks about, in the land of China, people hardly had nothing at all. And then it becomes, the inspiration for John Lennon's Imagine. So the movie says, But ping pong diplomacy was with China. All right. Next up, President Kennedy's quick action that prevented the Cuban Missile Crisis. So that's going to be Cuba. We're looking for Cuba, okay? Basically, a little quick history lesson. The Soviet Union decided that, hey, we're allies with Cuba, and Cuba is 90 miles from the United States. Let's put some nuclear missiles there. They didn't think that would anger the United States at all. And so President Kennedy said, well, we can either go to war or we can send a whole bunch of ships there and blockade Cuba. So that's what he did. All right, next question. The woman credited with establishing the Underground Railroad was Harriet Tubman. Harriet Tubman. Remember, there's a lot of controversy about putting her in the $20 bill. Hey, why not? Great person, helped a lot of people escape from slavery. All right, the next question we had the man of folk legend was Davy Crockett or David Crockett. We'll accept either one. He was also a Tennessee politician, and during the Texan-Mexican conflict, he decided to go fight at the Alamo. That was his last battle. All right, question 9. It was about the Summer Olympic Games. They were held in Los Angeles. Would accept Los Angeles or LA. Held twice in 1932 and 1984. And then finally, question 10. That was the Constitution. The U.S. Constitution was ratified in 1789, and we still use it today. It's been amended quite a few times. But hey, gotta stick to that Constitution, right?
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So in the lead still with a perfect score of 20 is the Brusual Suspects. And just behind is Irish Wristwatch with 19 points.
Very nice. Congratulations to our leaders. Good stuff. All right, we're moving now to round 3. It's actually not. It's round 3. Round 3 is going to be all about the decades. So in this category, I'm going to give you a historical event, and you, as the lovely players at home, are going to have to give me a decade. Now, these decades can be any decade. I'm not just talking 20th century, right? There's quite a few that are in the 20th century, but there might be some ones that are kind of off the wall. So think outside of 1900 through 2020 for some of these. All right. So decades. Are you ready? Let's do it. Please pull up the Google form for round 3. It is in the comment section if you need it. That's where you'll put your responses for round 3. All right, decades coming at you. Question 1. It was in this decade when John, Paul, George, and Ringo made their first live U.S. performance. It was in this decade when John, Paul, George, and Ringo made their first live U.S. performance. So you need to give the decade. So please be specific and say the first, all 4 numbers, if you will, please. Don't just say 20s, 30s, 40s, because it could be a different century. All right, question 2. Prior to the Civil War, the Mexican-American War was fought in this decade. Prior to the Civil War, the Mexican-American War was fought in this decade. All right, question 3. The launch of Sputnik 1, Earth's first artificial satellite, was sent into orbit by the Soviet Union and fueled the space race in this decade. Once again, the launch of Sputnik 1, Earth's first artificial satellite, was sent into orbit by the Soviet Union and fueled the space race in this decade. Question 4. Steven Spielberg made his first major directorial debut with The Sugarland Express starring Goldie Hawn, and later his first smash hit Jaws in this decade. Once again, Steven Spielberg made his first major directorial debut with The Sugarland Express starring Goldie Hawn, and his first smash hit Jaws in this decade. All right, question 5. Queen Elizabeth I took the throne as the last of the Tudor dynasty in this decade. Queen Elizabeth I took the throne as the last of the Tudor dynasty in this decade. And not our current queen of the UK. That'd be Queen Elizabeth II. All right, question 6. Women in the U.S. won the right to vote with the passage of the 19th Amendment at the beginning of this decade. Women in the U.S. won the right to vote with the passage of the 19th Amendment at the beginning of this decade. 100 years ago. Next question. The Chernobyl nuclear reactor in Ukraine suffered a catastrophic meltdown in this decade. The Chernobyl nuclear reactor in the Ukraine suffered a catastrophic meltdown in this decade. Outside of Pripyat, Ukraine. Yes, question 8. Michael Jordan played his last game of professional basketball for the Washington Wizards in this decade. Michael Jordan played his last game of professional basketball for the Washington Wizards in this decade. He actually lost that game. Kind of sad. Way to go. Question 9. President Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation outlawing slavery in the United States in this decade. President Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation outlawing slavery in the U.S. in this decade. And finally, question 10 to round out the decade category. Amelia Earhart became the first woman and only person since Charles Lindbergh to fly nonstop across the Atlantic Ocean in this decade. One more time. Amelia Earhart became the first woman and the only person since Charles Lindbergh to fly nonstop across the Atlantic Ocean in this decade. And we know that she tried to fly around the world a little later, and it's one of the great mysteries of all time. No one knows what happened. All right, that's the end of round 3, the decades. Going to give you just a moment to finish your submissions here. Give you 20 seconds. And as soon as I hit this button that says round 4, we will not accept any more submissions. So you have 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, you should have your round 3 Google form submitted. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And we're going to get those scores tallied up here. And I will read you the answers to the decades.
This was hard.
Was it?
Yeah, I thought so.
So it's a little hard for everybody. Yes, no. All good. Just do a quick check-in. How's everybody doing? Everybody hanging in there? How do everyone feel like you're doing? Does everyone feel like you're getting all these questions right? All right, so we're going to start with the answers for the decades. The first one, John, Paul, George, and Ringo. We all know them as the Beatles. Yes. Arguably one of the most skilled and well-written rock groups ever, if not the best. That happened in the 1960s. The 1960s is when we saw the Beatles first perform in the United States. All right. The Mexican-American War took place in the 1840s. The 1840s was the Mexican-American War. So just prior to the Civil War, we went to war with Mexico. The space race, that started in the 1950s. So our next question, with question 3, Sputnik 1 was launched in the 1950s, and that started the whole space race, all that competition between the U.S. and the Soviet Union, who was going to get to space first, who was going to get to the moon first. All that stuff happened right at that time. All right, next up, Steven Spielberg made his directorial debut with The Sugarland Express and Jaws in the 1970s. So Steven Spielberg, probably one of the most well-known directors of all time, got his big break in the 1970s. Okay, question 5. Queen Elizabeth I took the throne of England and Ireland in the 1550s. This one was probably a little bit of a tougher question. I wanted to throw a couple of those in there, but not like, throw you all for a loop. But yeah, 1550s. So way back when. Queen Elizabeth I. All right, women in the U.S. won the right to vote in 1920. 1920, the passage of the 19th Amendment said there would be no discrimination on voting rights in regards to sex or gender. All right, the Chernobyl disaster. I'm sure everyone's heard of this. Big old nuclear power plant blown up. That happened in the 1980s. Okay. Michael Jordan played his last game of basketball in the 2000s. That was 2003. That was Michael Jordan's last game of basketball. Like I said, it was a sad way for him to go. On a loss. All right, question 9. We had Abraham Lincoln with the signing of the Emancipation Proclamation. That was the 1860s. 1863, partway through the Civil War. Abraham Lincoln said no to slavery. And question 10, with the decades, Amelia Earhart successfully flew across the Atlantic nonstop in the 1930s. 1930s. That was a huge accomplishment. All right, where are we at with the scores, Mrs. Golden?
That makes there's an upset.
Oh,
Well,
upset.
Irish wristwatch has taken the lead. Now I've had to say that 3 times successfully. With 29 points. Brusual Suspects just behind with 27. And in third is the Campbell Clan with 23.
All right. Well done, everybody. Well
did you
done.
copy this link in here yet?
I did not.
All right, here comes the link for round 4.
Round 4.
All about books. You responding to
And
your
movies.
comments?
Yes. All right, we're going to get into round 4. Ice cream sundaes. That sounds excellent. Excellent prize.
Hey, they are doing fantastic.
They are.
I think you have 14 points, Terry, and that is, I mean, it's great.
Yes, well
Good for
done.
them. John's a historian, so I don't know anything about the last 2 categories, to be honest with you.
Well, if you start with the last couple categories, if history is not your strong suit, or events, pop culture things, we have books to film. So this is round 4. And basically these are going to be all titles, series, all things that were originally a book. And then someone said, hey, let's make a movie out of it. And they did. So I'm going to give you clues regarding the book, the film, both. And let's see if you can name the title. All right. Everyone, please click the link for the Google form for round 4, and we will begin round 4. All right, books to film. Fingers ready on the keyboards? All right, question 1, books to film. This series featured tales of vampires, werewolves, and Bella Thorne. This series featured tales of vampires, werewolves, and Bella Thorne.
Are you sure about that?
I thought so.
Maybe Bella Swan?
Bella Swan. That would help. Yeah, I don't know where I got Thorne from.
Bella Thorne is a famous actress who was, I think she was in this. I can't remember.
Huh.
Anyway.
Bella Swan. Yeah. Vampires, werewolves, and Bella Swan. How about that? All right. Question 2. Stanley Yelnats and his family have terrible luck until he is sent to a juvenile detention camp in the desert to dig up his family secrets. I feel like I'm going to be reading like movie previews for this whole section. Question 2 is Stanley Yelnats and his family have terrible luck until he is sent to a juvenile detention camp in the desert to dig up family secrets. All right. Question 3. Noah shows his affection for Allie by writing her a letter every day for a year. 365 letters. Question 3. Noah shows his affection for Allie by writing her a letter every day for a year. That's 365 letters. Question 4. Expecto Patronum. This is the best charm to cast when battling a Dementor in this series. So Expecto Patronum is the best charm to cast when battling a Dementor in this series. Question 5. Atticus Finch works as a lawyer to clear the name of Tom Robinson in 1930s Alabama. Atticus Finch works as a lawyer to clear the name of Tom Robinson in 1930s Alabama. All right, next question. This Margaret Atwood tale was adapted into a Hulu series where she depicts June as Offred living in a dystopian United States renamed Gilead, an oppressive, puritanical theocracy. A lot of big words there. This Margaret Atwood tale was adapted into a Hulu series where she depicts June as Offred living in a dystopian United States renamed Gilead, an oppressive, puritanical theocracy. I believe it was also a film with Robert Duvall cast as one of the main characters before the Hulu series. All right. Question 7. Alex Haley shares a 6th-generation story that outlines the horrors of slavery and beyond with an adaptation made later starring LeVar Burton. Alex Haley shares a 6th-generation story that outlines the horrors of slavery and beyond with an adaptation made later starring LeVar Burton. You know, the guy from Reading Rainbow? Yeah. PBS back in the day. All right, we're on question 8. Jack Torrance has a new job at the Overlook Hotel. He will have plenty of time to spend with his family and on his writing until sinister forces make their presence known. Jack Torrance has a new job at the Overlook Hotel. He will have plenty of time to spend with his family and on his writing until sinister forces make their presence known. Yeah, Reading Rainbow is just like one of those shows. Like, even if you didn't know what was going on with the books, you're just like, yeah, I want to go read that book. That looks fun. All right, question 9. The recent adaptation of a Jack London novel stars Harrison Ford in The Wilderness. Question 9. This recent adaptation of a Jack London novel stars Harrison Ford in The Wilderness. Saw previews for that recently. Looks pretty good. Definitely recommend it based on the preview. And question 10. Adapted to a film in both live action and animation, this holiday tale by Charles Dickens will have you seeing the past, the present, and the future.
You're so dramatic.
I have to be. Keep the people going, you know?
Oh my god.
So once again, adapted to a film in both live action and animation, this holiday tale by Charles Dickens will have you seeing past, present, and future. All right, that was question 10 for books to film. I will give you people 20 seconds to finish writing your answers and hit that submit button. That button at the bottom of the page that says submit. We need that to tally up your scores. All right. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All submissions should be in for round 4. All right. Let's hear some answers, shall we? Hopefully you all did very well with this round. You're able to either pick up on the book, the film, maybe both. Everyone says the book is always better than the film. The details get left out. I wish I could say I read books more, so I knew that was true. All right. The series that featured vampires, werewolves, and Bella Swan was Twilight, the Twilight series. Yes, lots of books, lots of films. The Twilight series. I only ever saw the movies of those. Sorry to the English teachers playing on this game. All right, question 2. Stanley Yelnats was sent to dig holes. Yeah, so that was the book and movie Holes. I actually did read that book, and it was very, very good. I greatly enjoyed it way back in the day. And he finds out all these secrets about his family and why his family is cursed. And yeah, it's a good one. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Number 3. This is a Nicholas Sparks tale, and it is The Notebook. The Notebook, where Noah showed his affection for Allie by writing her a letter every day for a year, for 365 days. It was a back and forth love drama, but in the end, we see that love conquers all. That's all you really need. The greatest gift you can receive. All right. Expecto Patronum. Yeah, that was Harry Potter. If you didn't figure out by the wand waving motion that I did earlier, that was from The Prisoner of Azkaban. Yep, when you see and read about the Dementors.
Everyone got that one right.
Excellent. I'm glad my cue with the wand waving was able to help people with that question. All right, next up, Atticus Finch is one of the main characters in To Kill a Mockingbird. So Atticus works as a lawyer to clear the name of Tom Robinson in 1930s Alabama. That was an excellent book. I remember reading it in 8th grade English class. Watching the movie as well. Good times. It has a lot of deep meaning too. So a lot of societal things in there. All right. Next up, the Margaret Atwood novel was adapted to the film with Robert Duvall and the Hulu series The Handmaid's Tale. The Handmaid's Tale. It is a super, super dark book and movie and series, but it's like one of those things you just can't put down or just can't stop binge watching. If you've not checked out The Handmaid's Tale on Hulu, I highly recommend you do so. They go way beyond what the book covered, but it's a good one. It's kind of scary too. in a way. It's like, wow, could this really happen?
Mm.
One of those things. All right. The famous author Alex Haley wrote a 6th generation book called Roots. And it outlined the horrors of slavery and covered generations of family all the way up through. And the series starred LeVar Burton as Kunta Kinte in the film adaptation. All right, the next question. This was question 8. Jack Torrance is the main character in The Shining. The Shining, famous Stephen King novel that became a film with Jack Nicholson. Awesome acting on his part. I remember like watching that movie for the first time, and it wasn't like a super like horror film, but it's like it gets you, you know. It's like, that was pretty scary. All right, the next book that became a recent film, written by Jack London, starring Harrison Ford, was The Call of the Wild. Good old classic novel, The Call of the Wild. And then question 10, the famous Charles Dickens adaptation, both in film, live action, and animation, was A Christmas Carol. You know, past, present, future, all the ghosts, good stuff. All right, so what are our scores at the end of round 4?
Our scores at the end of round 4 are Irish Wristwatch with 38, Brusual Suspects with 37, The Camp Bulls. I'm so sorry. I didn't realize I was pronouncing your name wrong.
She told me that a couple of times. I'm sorry. I didn't remember that either, Mary. That's my bad. I'll take responsibility for that one.
Camp Bulls have 30. Erica has 26, Janelle with 24, and Team TT with 23.
All right.
But our lightning round is to go.
Because we're not done yet. All right. It's time for the lightning round. Did anyone get a chance to see those awesome storms we had the other night? I didn't, and I'm sad because I love watching thunderstorms. But anyway, we have our lightning round. So this is going to be a little different. If you notice, there's not a Google form for round 5, right? So the first week that we did Owl Academy Trivia, when Ryan and Mary hosted, we just did first answer correct gets the point, right? And then we got, all those problems with the comments and stuff. Anyway, but we're on a different platform now, and we're going to give this a go again. So the lightning round, the first person that comments the correct answer is going to get the point. First person that comments the correct answer is going to get the point. Dude, I'm so good at lightning rounds.
You recognize the quote?
I don't recognize the quote.
Where's that from, Erica?
Erica, where is that from?
And just so everyone is clear, we will be going with the top comment on the live feed on John's computer.
Correct.
It might show up differently on yours. Yours could show up first, but it actually might not be first on our screen. So whatever comes up first on ours, for the sake of fairness, we're going to go with.
Ah! I get it now. Perfect.
How do we not know that?
I know. We're terrible Friends fans. I'm ashamed. All right, so once again, lightning round. First person with correct answer in the comments is going to get the point. And we have a pretty close game here still. So it's still anybody's game. We got 10 lightning questions left. And remember, the person who wins this game is going to take home a $20 gift card to Sportsman's Outlet. Just want to give a shout out to them once again. Sportsman's Outlet here in Bradford, the Chestnut Street extension. They're our sponsor. Gotta give them some love.
You're awesome.
Sportsman's Outlet is awesome if you're into anything outdoors. They carry anything from fishing gear to firearms, camping gear, camouflage, every kind of animal call you could think of for hunting. They got it. I highly recommend all their stuff, and they have the best selection of outdoor products of anyone in our area for sure. So please head on out to Sportsman's Outlet if you have any outdoor needs, and especially to the person who wins this $20 gift card, because hey, that's $20 that you don't have to spend out of your pocket. Thank you, Terry. Do infomercials. Yeah. My 4th grade teacher told me I had a radio voice. I didn't believe her.
Let's get on with it.
All right. All right. Mary says, wait 1 second before we get to the lightning round.
Oh, that's fine. It's fine.
Via text message. So we're going to. Oh, the brew people are trying to log back in. So we're gonna give the moment for the brew people.
I'm in no hurry. I just I know my husband likes to ramble.
I am very good at rambling. That's for sure.
The kids know it too. They'll tell you. Ask anyone in the marching band. Mr.
Yes.
Golden's speeches are infamous.
Thank you.
Famous.
I'll take that as a compliment. All right. The brew folks are in. And then whoever ends up winning this, I know we have some like team names and stuff, just going to need to know who is who so we know who to give the gift card to at the end. Once again, that lovely $20 gift card to Sportsman's Outlet of Bradford, Pennsylvania. Just bought some walleye lures there the other day. We'll see if they come in handy soon. All right. Time for the lightning round. Get your fingers ready. The first answer that we receive on the live feed is going to get the point. First correct answer, that is. All right. These questions are everything. It's a hodgepodge. It's a potpourri. It's whatever word you want to use to describe a whole bunch of things from different categories. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Question 1 of the lightning round. This is the world's largest fish. This is the world's largest fish. First comment that we see with the correct answer will get the point. Blue whale. Good guess. Good guess. The blue whale will be considered a mammal. It is the largest animal in the world. Barracuda. All right, we have it. Whale shark. I have Taylor Lubai with whale shark. Taylor Lubai gets the point. Taylor, what team are you on by chance? We're keeping score by teams. So we don't know who is who here. So Taylor, if you could please comment your team name, we'll give you guys the point.
Beautiful.
Brusual. All right. So Brusual gets the point. Excellent. Whale shark is the largest fish. Next question. Sports question. Here we go. This Penguin star became the youngest player in NHL history to score 100 points. This Penguin star became the youngest player in NHL history to score 100 points. Who's that guy? All right, we got it. Sidney Crosby, Charlie. And Charlie is Irish wristwatch.
Mm-hmm.
Sidney Crosby for the win. Number 87 in your program. Possibly number 1 in your heart. I don't know. Crosby's one of those controversial players, I know. So, yeah. All right, sticking with sports for the next one. Here we go. These 2 NFL teams, need 2, are tied for most Super Bowl wins at 6. Please comment 2 NFL teams. They're tied with most Super Bowl wins at 6. Need both those teams. Bring them on in. What two teams? All right. The Campbells have got it. The Steelers and the Patriots. And just so everyone knows, the Steelers got there first. That's right. Pittsburgh teams forever. Old saying goes, you bleed black and gold, right? All right. Steelers and the Patriots. Maybe it's time for the Steelers to get one more, pull ahead. So there is no tie. Let's hope. All right. Question 4 of the lightning round. This river is the second largest river in the world. This river is the second largest river in the world. We have a Euphrates. That being a river in Iraq. Not what we're looking for, though. The Nile being the longest. What is the second longest? The Amazon, yes. So Terry, Irwin, and company, the Amazon River. And another fun fact, the Amazon actually has more water volume than the Nile, but is shorter. So I guess just more water. The Amazon River is the second largest in the world. All right, next question is a science question. What is the atomic number of hydrogen? What is the atomic number of hydrogen? Go back to your good old periodic table of elements. Charlie with Irish wristwatch. That is correct. Atomic number of hydrogen is 1. Nicely done.
I could not tell you that. I was terrible at chemistry.
That's okay. You teach music.
Oh.
All right, we had Taylor and Terry and Erica all very quick with a close second with the correct answer there. All right, next question. This is kind of a political science-y human geography question, I would say. That'd be the category. These 3 countries are the world's most populous. These 3 countries are the world's most populous. You need to list 3 countries' names. First person with all 3 will be the correct answer. We have a guess of China, Russia, and the USA. 2 of those are correct, but not all 3. USA, India, and China from the Campbells. Yes, that is correct. China being the most populous, India a close second, and the USA coming in third. And China and India each have more than 1 billion people. That is crazy. 1 billion people. Population of the world is growing. All right, so the Campbells get that point. And Taylor, a quick second once again. All right. The battle rages on. I can't even not laugh at myself. But hey, I'm a dad now, so I can make all the jokes I want. And it's okay. All right, next question. Scientist and Dr. Jonas Salk developed a successful vaccine for which disease? Jonas Salk developed a successful vaccine for which disease? Yes, polio. Taylor with polio. That is correct. Yes, many people suffer greatly from that disease. Very, very terrible. Thankfully, we don't have to worry about it much anymore, thanks to Jonas Salk. Good deal. And Terry with a quick second of polio, just a little bit under the gun there. And Erica with an excellent guess. All right, we just have 2 more questions left in our lightning round. I'm sorry, 3. 3 questions left in our lightning round. Here we go. Next question. I need like the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire music, you know? When all the lights come down. That'd be cool. Mary, we should invest in that. Here we go. 2012 was the 100th anniversary of the sinking of this vessel in the North Atlantic. 2012 was the 100th anniversary of the sinking of this vessel in the North Atlantic. Charlie with Titanic, that is correct. Yes, 1912 is when the Titanic famously hit that iceberg. Of course, there'll be some conspiracy theorists out there that have conspiracy theories for everything. Yeah, everyone got that one. Good deal, good deal. Titanic. But Charlie's going to get that point. Excellent. All right, this next question is in the business category. Business, commerce, economy. This company is the world's largest in revenue at $514 billion as of 2018. This company raked in $518 billion in 2018, and they're the largest grossing company out there. A good guess with Apple, Amazon, Apple. Not quite. Looking for another company. Another Amazon, Google. Still looking for that answer. No, not Microsoft. This is the largest grossing company in the world. There it is. The Campbells with good old Walmart. Walmart is the world's largest grossing company. Hershey's, Sportsman's Outlet, and Dollar General. Excellent guesses. The YMCA. Very good guess as well. Yes, but Walmart being a for-profit company. Yeah, can you believe that? $514 billion. I mean, they got stores everywhere, but that's still hard to believe. But I guess it seems like every time I walk into Walmart, I mean, even if I'm buying like two things, I end up spending $50. And I'm like, how did that happen? So they have an excellent business model. Whatever they're doing, it's working. I don't really know a lot about business, but hey, sounds like it did. All right, guys, we are down to our last question of the lightning round. And this is going to be one that's going to test your typing skills a little bit because it's a multi-part answer. Visual merchandising, yes. If anyone knows about business, it's definitely Erica. That's for sure. Walmart makes things look good.
You took one of her classes.
I did. I was in Erica's marketing class way back in the day.
Way back.
I hope I don't make any of my teachers of the past feel old that I am now one of your colleagues.
Oh, stop.
Love y'all. All right. Last question. This is for all the marbles, and we'll get to the final scores. Here we go. I would like you to list the 8 planets of our solar system in order from the sun outward. Pluto is not included. Pluto, I said the dwarf planet thing. So please list all 8 planets of our solar system from start to finish in order. The first person that has the correct order of all 8 planets gets the point. So type as fast as you can. All right, we have an answer in with Taylor. Let's just check this. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Yes. Taylor, you have the correct answer. Very, very well done. And Charlie was just behind. That came in right after. And Erica right after that. So all back to back to back. Excellent, excellent job. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. And we used to have Pluto, but someone said Pluto's too small to be a planet. Someone from NASA, I guess.
Are you ready?
All right, folks. We have the final scores after the lightning round.
You want to go winner and down or up from the bottom?
We'll start from the bottom and we'll get to the winner. All right. So, Team TT has 24 points. Very nicely done, Team TT. Also, Janelle with 24 points. Well done to both of you. Coming up next, we have the Campbells with... Coming next, we have Erica with 26 points. Erica with 26. Then next we have the Campbells with 33 points. All right. In second place.
And it was close.
It was very, very close. This came down to 1 point difference. 1 point. So in second place with 40 points. That means throughout the entire game, you only missed 10. But the lightning round is only 1 point per correct first answer. So very nicely done to the Brusual Suspects with 40 points and second place. You know what that means. There's motivation for first place next time on trivia. And which means our first place and grand prize winner of a $20 gift certificate to Sportsman's Outlet is Irish Wristwatch with 41 points. Like I said, that 1 point made the difference at the end. That lightning round, that's what it boiled down to. So, congratulations to Charlie, Irish Wristwatch. You are the winner of our third trivia night for Owl Academy. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you once for your patience. Thank you twice for your patience. 3 times for your patience. It was really tough to get this going for whatever reason. YouTube did not want to go live, and then it magically happened. So thank you for that. Thank you all for dealing with all of my nonsense, my rambling, and my jokes. I hope everyone had some fun tonight. And make sure you tune in for our trivia nights to come. Make sure you check out the Owl Academy Facebook page, Instagram, Twitter. We'll keep all of our events nicely updated. And then starting up this coming week, we have our 21st Century summer programs getting underway. And I know we're doing exercise, lifting, all that good stuff with Mr. Mitchell McEwen leading us. So thank you. Yes, 2 weeks from now, we'll be live at the YMCA for trivia. Yes, now that all of these COVID things are starting to slow down, we can all get together again and enjoy each other's company. And just do these things live. So I think that's my cue to go.
Wrap it up.
I'm wrapping it up. All right. So thank you guys. Ryan and Mary will be hosting live for the family night. I appreciate all of your time. Hope you all had fun. Hope you all learned something too. And thank you for participating. We will see you later. Have a great night. Enjoy the rest of the day we got left. And good night.
Goodbye, for real.